record on this computer. Okay. All right. Welcome everybody to our Tuesday night Zoom. It is October 12th, 2021. We have opened this up actually to some other Superstar Directors teams and groups as well, because we want to know what in the world Lisa is doing. These numbers are incredible of the amount of PRV that she is getting for her with Cincy Club and just sales in general. I don't even know. When I see the numbers that she was putting down that she was doing monthly, I'm like, oh, this is like huge numbers. Like I can't even fathom how this is even happening. So just keep in mind, get paper and pen. I've got mine right here. And Star Director, she just newly promoted, Lisa Roberry. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule and spending it with us this evening. We are going to be hanging on to every word you're talking about. So tell us a little bit about you, your Cincy story, and then we'll just let you dive right on in.
I can't wait. And Heather, thank you so much for asking me. There is no bigger compliment than to have an amazing leader like Heather to say, hey, like, I see value in you, and I feel like, I would like for you to come and hang out with my team and my community. So thank you. It means so much. And thank you guys for spending the time out of your day, your evening to come hang out with me. And more importantly, I'm so sorry about last week. Things happen, and you guys were so sweet, and I appreciate you so much. So thank you. So yes, I'm a new Star Director. I'm still like wrapping my brain around that because my husband and I were like, director for life. But your journey is your journey. We're going to talk about that a lot tonight. There is no set time frame. It's all about your journey, and it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. So my journey started back in 2014 in February, and probably like a lot of you, I wanted nothing to do with the business. I was like, I am good. Like, I knew I was going to be purchasing. I was purchasing from my best girlfriend, and I had, I was hosting parties with her every season, and I was just like, I want my free stuff, and then it just occurred to me, like, why not? Why not just join for myself and just earn my own stuff back? I honestly didn't even want to tell my friends because I was afraid that somebody was going to ask me to do a party. I just thought, like, it was in my mind that, like, when you join these things, like, everyone's going to come out of the woodworks and want to do a party. Little did we know that's not actually how it works. We have to actually work for those parties, right? But no, I didn't even want my friends knowing. And I would have bet $1 million or everything in my banking and savings account that this journey would not lead me to where it is today. So we're going to talk a lot about that, but it was probably about 3 years in. I was a full-time registered dental assistant. I paid a lot of money to go to school, and I was just content with sucking spit for the rest of my life. I was like, that's what I want to do. Yes, sign me up to suck spit, and that's what I want to do. Maybe down the road I'll do dental hygiene and I'll clean people's teeth, but that was really like, that's where I saw my path going. So I was totally content with that. I honestly, to be frank, I felt like I was too good for MLMs. I thought, like, I'm not doing the sleazy, salesy thing. I'm not doing the parties. I'm not doing the join my team. That's not me. And so, but as my journey started and as it started to grow, I realized it's so much more than that. It is so much more than that. And I know a lot of you can probably relate in thinking like, oh gosh, I don't want to be that person, but Cincy is so much different. And it really is whatever you make it, as long as you're authentic to who you are. And I will always remember, I think it was about 3 years in, my upline, my sponsor wound up canceling out like shortly after I started. So then I rolled up to her sponsor. Of course, as we know, she is now my Star Director. I don't know how that works because we're both Star Directors. Sarah, she had said, hey, it was World Tour is what it's known as now, but it was then World Premiere. It was the 1 year it was in movie theaters, and she had said, hey, do you want to go? And I just thought, well, how much does it cost? And she was like, here's the thing. She said, I'm going to give you my husband's ticket because my kids are sick. And, I'm going to lose out on the ticket anyway. It was on a weekend, so she knew I could go. And I thought, I've got nothing to lose. That event changed my entire business. I saw Scentsy for the community, the family that it is, the camaraderie. I saw the possibilities with it, and it really did change my business all in that one day. And I just thought, oh my gosh, like I feel like I could do a little bit more with it. Did I think I could completely quit my dental job? No, I was hesitant to think that because we were still living paycheck to paycheck. And I was thinking, there's no way. Like, it's sales. Like, if you don't sell something, you're not making a paycheck. Like, and we still needed my paycheck and my husband's paycheck to pay our bills. So I just thought, there's no way. And then it wasn't until, well, we'll get into all the details of all of that. But I have now been doing Scentsy full time. I did quit my dental career, and I'm now doing Scentsy full time over the last 2 years now. And it's been amazing. And honestly, since I've been able to dedicate more time, it's just skyrocketed. So, but I don't want that. There's a few things I want to like put in to your ear. Don't feel like, oh, well, I have to do this full time to make it successful. You don't. Absolutely not. I was working my Scentsy as much as I possibly could during my full-time job. I was putting in the hours that I could, you know, a little bit in the morning, during my lunch hour, and maybe half an hour at night. So do it when you can. So I don't want me to tell you like, oh, I'm doing this full-time, so that's why I'm like so successful. You can absolutely do this. Even if you're working a full-time job, no matter what you have going on, the sky is the limit as long as you believe in yourself. So I'm excited to get started and telling you about how you can make incredible PRV, which also means incredible paychecks. So the first, and this is probably going to sound kind of tacky, but I have to start with this because it is so true. You have to believe in yourself. My absolute favorite quote in the whole entire universe is, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. When I first joined my Scentsy journey in 2014, I was the one that said, I am not that girl. I am not that guy. I am not the one to earn the trips. I am not this big name. That's not me. And guess what? That wasn't me, because I had in my mind that that's not what I could be. And then when I started seeing my potential, when I started seeing, okay, well, I can do a little bit more. I earned my first incentive trip on accident because I was feeling the grooves, and I was just diving into my passion. And then I realized, oh man, I can actually do something with this. So I'm here to tell you, you can do this. Your leaders can tell you that you can do this. They believe, I can tell you right now, your leaders and I believe in you more than you probably believe in you. We see your potential. I'm telling you, I'm nothing special. If I can do this, you can do this. So first step, you have to believe in yourself. Because if you think, I can't do this, I can't earn that Alaskan cruise, I can't earn this promotion, then you're right, because you're in your brain. So stop holding yourself back, get out of your way, because I'm telling you, I'm going to give you some real numbers here towards like the middle or end of this training. I'm going to give you some real numbers just to show you what's possible. And just to let you know, you are standing in your own way. The sky is absolutely the limit. If you hear my goals, you're going to be like, she has lost her marbles. But I'm telling you, you can do this. We have stupid goals. We, as in my husband and I, because he pushes me. I can't wait to tell you what he said about my month last month. So believe in yourself. Now, with that, you have to have goals. So I would definitely urge you today, if you haven't had a goal set for yourself, set that goal. Have your big, hairy, scary goal for yourself, and then maybe break that down. I don't care what that is. If it's 200 PRV, I'm going to push you to more than that, because I want you to be more than active. Now, if you are struggling to be active every single month, okay, let's start there. And then once you hit that goal, we're going to push further beyond that. I would say a realistic goal, if you're struggling to hit at 200 PRV, go to 500. Why do I say 500? Because at 500 PRV, you are getting paid at your leadership title. So, or a leadership title, depending on how your downline work out. But you can get paid at a leadership title at 500 PRV. But honestly, I think, why stop there? Go to 2000 PRV. And why do I say 2000? Because that's where you're giving yourself a bonus. So 2000 PRV, you are giving yourself a 5% pay raise. When I was in dental, I got a 10%. I wish it was 10%. I got a 10-cent pay raise per year, 10 cents. I paid $20,000 to go to school, and I got 10 cents per year. What? I can give myself 5% per month. Like, what other job can you do that, right? So we actually really do have control over our paychecks. That's the one thing we have control over. We don't have control. Well, hopefully we've got some control over our team. We want to shout them on, we want to encourage them and motivate them, but you don't have control. What do you have control over? You have control over your own sales, your own PRV. So definitely have that mindset of having goals set. And instead of having that be your cap, have that be your minimum. So for me, and I know Heather said that I have stupid goals. I have really stupid goals for myself. And I don't want you to think, oh gosh, I have to have these crazy goals for myself. Be realistic to where your goals are. Have that big, hairy, scary goal though, because I can tell you, we're going to talk about what my goals are. So my goals are to sell $1,000 a day. So I want to hit at least 30,000 PRV in a month. Sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I go beyond that. Last month, I almost doubled it. And I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Like, the sky is the limit. So set those big, hairy, scary goals for yourself and break it down into how you're going to do this. And we're going to talk about, I know you're probably like, oh, she's just talking. We're going to talk about what we need to do to get to these things. But I want to make sure that you guys are setting these goals for yourself. And don't think that anything is too big or scary, because you can absolutely do this. What kind of vibe are you portraying? This is huge. So trust me, I have bad days. A lot of people are like, oh, you're just Susie Sunshine 24/7. I'm not. I have bad days. In fact, today was kind of a funky day for me for whatever reason, but knowing that I was coming to hang out with you guys, I was like, oh, it's like a breath of fresh air, because I'm hanging with my people. But like, today was kind of a funky day for me. So, but what I'm not doing is going onto social media and saying, yeah, this is what I have going on. This is what I have to say about you. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about vaccines. Don't talk about any of that stuff, because people can turn on the news. So don't just leave that off of your page, because nobody, like I said, not that nobody cares. Everybody cares right now, but they can turn on the news. The best compliment that I got from one of my friends is that, oh my gosh, your VIP group, which is like the bread and butter of my business, your VIP group is like a breath of fresh air. I don't ever have to worry about the craziness that's going out in the world. And that's the best compliment, because it's like she said, this is like my escape. I know that this is like my happy place. And for my customer, my friend, to say that about my VIP group, that's a huge compliment. So think about the vibe that you're portraying, because another one of my favorite quotes is, your vibe attracts your tribe. So that's the same as your customers as well as your team. So what are you portraying? Be your best version of yourself every time you can. When you have those bad days, have those bad days. Talk to your sister, talk to your friend, talk to your leaders, talk to me. I'm an open book. So you can absolutely friend request me and you say, Lisa, I'm having a bad day. Let me come talk to you. Come talk to me. Talk to somebody who will listen, but keep it off of your social media, because that's where your customers and your friends are seeing you. Basically, you are your brand. Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest things. You have to appreciate your customers. This is the biggest thing. What is going to set you apart from all the other thousands upon thousands of consultants? What is going to set you aside? I've heard so many times people say, oh, well, I'm in a super saturated area. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't know. Maybe it has a little bit of, I don't know. No, you need to shine your light through. There are people who will shop with me. In fact, I had someone who shopped with me, and she said, she set up her Scentsy Club with me, and then she didn't realize that she needed to shop through my website directly. And so she was just going to Scentsy.com. And so she was placing random online orders with a local consultant. And so then she then sent me a message, and she was like, how do I place my individual orders with you? Because I'm getting redirected to somebody else. And so I explained to her the process, and she said, I never even heard word one from that local consultant. Really? And this may come like pretty common knowledge to us, but send a thank you. Whether it's a text, whether it's an email, whether it's Happy Mail. I'm going to show you what I put in my Happy Mail. I don't think it's anything that's going to break the bank or anything like that, but this goes out to every single person who places an order with me within that season. This particular package. Now, I do send something to every single person who places an order with me. They'll get a handwritten thank you card and usually a monthly specials flyer. But once per season, they will get everything that I'm going to show you in here. So let's go ahead and dive right into this. But every single time they place an order, they will get at least one of my big Happy Meal packages. So first thing, I'm sure you guys have seen these. These are the super fun, festive Scentsy bubble mailers that are found in the consultant store. I believe they're still available in there. They've got different patterns and stuff. Super fun. So I like to do that because, who wouldn't feel happy getting that in the mail, right? So I've got, and Heather, I'll share some of the links to some of this stuff because I don't recreate. I'm not crafty. I will tell you, I don't have a Cricut. I am not crafty. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel when somebody else has. So Etsy, I got these on Etsy. It's just these little like classic curve. Thank you for your business. Love Lisa. So I will give you the link to that. This goes in every single one of my local orders, as well as anytime they order at all. So this will go in with their thank you card. And then if this is the first order of the season, then they're getting all this other stuff too. But I love this little touch. If you're crafty and if you have a Cricut, more power to you. And if you want to make these, I envy you. I'm just not that crafty. So also, it's not shown in here just yet, but I got also on Etsy, these stickers that say sent with love. Super cute. And I just seal my thank you cards with these. Love that. So, and also the handwritten card that I have yet to fill out. So I've got my little handwritten card that says, thank you. Address some product that they ordered within their order. So say, oh my gosh, that warmer is my favorite warmer. I love the mirrored rosé. It's my absolute favorite. So address something in that order because it's showing that you're paying attention. It's not just a random, pre-written card. It means you care. That's the thing. It means you care. It's the little things. Then I will kind of adjust this depending on the season, but since we're in fall, I've got this little cinnamon stick black tea bag that I will throw in here. And then on our classic curve notepad, I will put this little personalized note that says, Jenny, enjoy a hot cup of tea while you browse our new catalog. I'll touch base with you soon. Love, Lisa. So that's on top of my my handwritten thank you card as well. But that's just saying, hey, here's some tea. Have a cup of tea on me, basically, while you're browsing through the catalog. Of course, business cards, a scent circle. I order the scent circles like they are going out of style. Every time I have half offs or free credits, keep these scent circles on you like crazy. Even if you don't use, I prefer the car bars, but I am always stocked with scent circles because I'm handing these out like candy. Okay, Scentsy Club. Always have your Scentsy Club flyers. I did not make this. I didn't make this. I found this in the directors group. So Heather, if you don't have this, I will send this to you. It has 3 on a sheet and you just print it out. I put it on this nice pearlized cardstock. And I put this in every single thing. We're going to talk about Scentsy Club here in just a second, but this goes out every single time, and every single order, and every single thank you card, and every single catalog that goes out. This will always leave my hands, always. Even if they have a Scentsy Club with me, because then they may see this and they may think, oh, that's right, I wanted to add something else. So I know some people may think, oh, that's expensive. I'm telling you, I have over 300 subscribers. So this is paying for it. So every single time you need to talk about it, you need to put this in every single thing. So I will, Heather, if you don't have this, I'll send it to you. And then also the new release rub and sniff stickers. That way you are getting the scents underneath your customers' noses. Of course, we've got the monthly specials flyer, the holiday collection brochure, or harvest, holiday, and then catalog. This looks pretty jacked up because obviously right now we have harvest, we have holiday. So that's in addition to, but I like to keep these pretty jacked up as much as I possibly can because this is Happy Mail. This is showing I appreciate you. So it's more than just a generic email that comes from Scentsy that says, thank you for your order. So even if you feel like, oh, this is a lot, at least send them a text message, at least send them, if you can, even if you do none of this other stuff, if you send them a handwritten thank you card, go to the dollar store, pick up just a pack of cards, and then just hand write a thank you card. You will be surprised how far that goes. I get so many emails or text messages saying, oh my gosh, Lisa, I can't tell you the last time I got a handwritten card. It means you're taking the time and you care. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it really does go a really long way. So appreciate your customers. Now, like I said, all of this doesn't go out every single time they place an order. This is just per season, but then any orders after that, they'll at least get the Scentsy Club flyer, a handwritten card, the thank you for your business, and monthly specials and my business card. So, it doesn't have to be like super extravagant every single time because that can get expensive. We're in the business to make money, not lose it, right? So, just little things like that. And same with your local customers. Write that handwritten thank you card, give them samples, do as much as you can. I am busy making samples of all the bricks right now, as I know all of you probably are too. So make sure your customers feel like they're in the know, they know what's going on, and that they feel appreciated, because I promise you, you're not bugging them. If you are, wanting to offer brick samples, you're saying, hey, Tiffany, I thought about you. These new bricks are coming out. Can I send you some samples? Or can I drop off some samples to you? They're going to think, oh my gosh, she thought about me. So it's really making them, I promise you, you're not bugging them. They're not going to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe she bugged me to send me samples. I promise you that. Promise. And if you do have that happen, you come talk to me and I'll be like, okay, I'm sorry. But no, I promise you are not bugging them. So yeah, thank you note, text, scent circle. What's setting you apart from everyone else? Because you'd be surprised. I have so many people that say, like, I haven't gotten a thank you text or card or anything like that. I placed an order with a friend of mine with another direct sales, and it was just shakes, but I spent over $100 with her. I did not even get a thank you text message. Nothing. And I'm just like, really? And that's just like, wow. Like, I just thought that just comes like common knowledge to say thanks, so just really go above and beyond as much as you can, as much as you possibly can. If you are sending out samples, make sure you're following up, because if you're sending out samples and you're not following up, then it's just kind of falling, and you are losing money that way. Because it costs us. We have to buy the bricks, we have to buy the wax, right? And so if we're making the samples, and especially if we're buying the bags and the cute molds and all of that stuff, if you're not following up, then they may forget. I promise you're not bugging them. Logan says, I was in a party, first person to order, literally never heard from the consultant. She did giveaways for first people to order, but I never heard from her. It's like I didn't even order. And that just it gives you a sour taste, right? Like, I'm just like, so because I wasn't the first to order, like, I don't matter, so I take it personal. I absolutely took it personal with my friend with the shakes. I'm never ordering from her again, but I think that's because I'm in this business. And so I realize that, but yeah, so really it does go a long way. Also make sure you're following up. Okay, let's talk about Scentsy Club, you guys. Scentsy Club is incredible. I would say besides my VIP group, Scentsy Club is definitely the bread and butter to my business. I have been talking about Scentsy Club since it was released or announced in Anaheim at SFR. So what was that, like 3 years ago? I have been just talking about it like crazy. So I knew something magical was happening when they talked about always get my bar. I just thought, this is going to be a game changer. Oh, we got some more comments coming in. Do you do the thank you packet right away or once a month? So I'm really glad you asked. So I actually do what works for you. My mother-in-law, who's on my team, she does these once a month because it's easier for her. So she's like, you know what? It just works best for me to do it on a designated day at the end of the month. Do what works for you. For me, I used to get really excited and I would send them out as soon as I would see that order come in. I'm like, yes. So I send it. But then sometimes they get this before they actually get their order. And a lot of people, you'd be surprised, a lot of people think that you are the one sending their stuff. if they're not local. Now, if they're local, they know that you're bringing their stuff to you. But if you have non-local people, a lot of them think it's still coming like directly from you. So I sent my thank you card and she sent me a text and she's like, hey, so I got your thank you card. I really appreciate it, but I'm thinking my order got lost in the mail because I didn't get my stuff yet. I'm like, oh, so that was a good like heads up for me, because I was like, okay, at least wait until their stuff ships. I get really excited and I want to send stuff out, but wait until their order ships. But if you feel like, if you want to just designate a particular day, like at the end of the month or the first day of the next month to write out your thank you cards, absolutely do that. Find a system that works for you and go with that for sure. Bree says, after you send the season packet, do you follow up? I always feel strange following up when I send a thank you. I'll just, yeah, I mean, I'll follow up and just say, hey, did you receive the new catalog? What's your favorite thing? My favorite of the new releases is Scarlet Sunflower. They got the scratch and sniff stickers. So I'll say, what did you think about that one? That's my favorite of the new releases. So you can follow up that way. That way you're not like, hey, did you get my stuff? did you get the thank you? So that way you're following up with a question and make it relatable. What's your favorite of the new releases? If you are including the rub and sniff stickers, you can say what your favorite is of what you included and ask what their favorite is. So that way you know that they got it. Holly, thinking of starting a YouTube channel, anything you want to make sure I know? Oh, Holly. Okay. So with YouTube, that's not okay. That's not the bread and butter of my business. It's a great platform for sure. Have I gained customers that way? I have. There's a lot of trolls out there. So I would say be up for the trolls. You would be amazed at what I have been told. I've been called fat. I've been called ugly. I've been told to go kill myself. I've been told annoying. So I would say if you, I don't want to say have thin skin. If you get your feelings hurt easily, I would say, I don't know, maybe give it more thought. Give it a test run. Maybe I had always said, I'll give YouTube a try, but I don't ever want it to feel like a job. Like I don't want to feel obligated to that because Scentsy is my priority. YouTube is just a platform to hopefully reach new people. And there's more consultants that watch me than customers. So I've been able to reach new relationships that way for sure. But I've wound up on anti-MLM sites, and I'll be totally honest. It's hard for me to say it doesn't hurt my feelings. It does, but you also have to realize that these people are just jerks. So just be aware of that. I'm not trying to say that to scare you, but maybe give it some time, it does take consistency, just like anything. It does take a lot of consistency to build that up. But just be aware that there's jerks out there and just stay consistent. Nature Girl, I got a lot of PWS orders. I always send out a scent circle as a thank you. I write my note on the back on the cardboard. That's perfect. Follow up. Let's see here, Pam. I missed the beginning. I keep telling too many people were. Oh no. Okay. Well, this is being recorded, Tammy, so you can definitely watch the beginning of it. Okay. So I really want to talk about Scentsy Club. So Scentsy Club, I knew was going to be amazing because of Always Get My Bar. I knew that because we all have our very first Scentsy heartbreak, right? Everybody does. I would like to know what everybody else is here. So if you want to throw it in the chat, what is your Scentsy heartbreak? My Scentsy heartbreak was Huckleberry Sage. I will always remember it came back every single fall and winter season. And I always remember when it didn't come back. And I just thought, oh my gosh. I just thought there had to be a typo. I mean, Honey Pear Cider didn't come back, you guys. What? Who else was shocked? I was shocked. And it's in my club. Yeah, see? It's in my club, but I was like, dang, had I known it wasn't coming back, I would have upped my bars. So like, that's a good example. So you talk about what your Scentsy heartbreak is and portray that, like, I mean, the importance of this program to your friends and your customers, because everybody's going to have that at some point. Beach Daisy. Oh, Beach Daisy's so good. Snow Kiss Cranberry, Ghostly Greetings, Shimmer, Perfect Gentleman. Yes. See, you guys get it. So that feeling, you need to let your customers know that feeling and relate to them. Talk to them just like you and I are talking to each other, and tell them, so share it with them. What's your first Scentsy? We have so many LTOs going on right now. Looney Tunes, Muppets. We've got, the bricks are getting ready to come out. We have so much going on for LTOs in terms of fragrance. There is no reason why you can't start up a Scentsy Club subscriber base. And then the beautiful thing about that, sandalwood and cranberries, cranberry mango, yes. Lemon lavender, that's a good one, Ross. The beautiful thing about, sorry, I got distracted. So share that Scentsy heartbreak. And then you can, everybody's going to be able to relate. Everyone has experienced that Scentsy heartbreak. So then explain, we've got Always Get My Bar now. So we've got all these amazing limited time offers right now. So just let them know. And especially with the bricks, because there's a lot of people who will think, oh, well, the bricks, while I think they're amazing, yes, they're obnoxious, but I think they're amazing. It's a pound of wax. Who doesn't want that? But there's people who don't want that. There's people who think that is too much of a commitment. Can I get that in a bar size? Absolutely, you can. So you can let them know, hey, if this is too much of a commitment for you with the bricks, you can add these bars into your club starting October 25th, and you can give them a try. And then you can decide at that point which of these bars you can't live without, and then you keep them in your club. But there's no commitment, there's no strings attached, there's no contract. This is amazing. Most subscription-based services, there's some kind of a contract. There's no contract at all. So that's the wonderful thing about this. So bring back my bar. When we're getting ready to retire a catalog with retired fragrances, these limited time offers, stress the importance of Scentsy Club and always get my bar. Also, if you have people who are getting a whiff box every single month, that should be a no-brainer. They should absolutely have it in their Scentsy Club to get it every single month, because automatically they're getting a discount. And then you have that $60 price point that gives them a half price item. They could put that towards a brick that's available in Scentsy Club or whatever else. Ross, Scentsy Heartbreak. It's a thing. It's a real thing. It is a real thing. So always get my bar, I feel like is the biggest thing. Bricks for sure. Unlocking that half price item is amazing. And especially if they want to put it towards the whiff box, maybe they've got other bars and things and they've built up enough for the $60 price point, then they can unlock that half off and get their whiff box for $15. Heck yeah. Because they're always getting right around anywhere from $35 to $40 in full-size products. So absolutely. If you are not, here's the thing that you need to think about. If you are not bringing up Scentsy Club at least once a week, you are missing out on opportunities. This program launched, like I said, a few years ago. I have brought it up on a very, very consistent basis, even to people who I've already talked to about it before. They are getting the flyers, even if they already have a Scentsy Club with me, that triggers their memory. Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to add this to my club. Because we think about Scentsy pretty much 24/7, right? At least I do. But your customers are not. They've got other things going on. They're busy. They're moms. They're, whatever. They've got work going on. They've got family stuff. They've got life going on. But they still want to get their bars. It's not being insensitive. It's just saying like, hey, I know how much you loved the Looney Tunes scent. I just wanted to make sure, did you want to add it to your Scentsy Club? I just wanted to make sure you didn't miss the deadline. You're just checking up with them. Scentsy Club is a part of my follow-up every single time I follow up with somebody, every single time. And it doesn't have to be for limited time scents. It could be for the scents that are currently available. They're just getting it on a regular basis because they don't have to think about it. Or maybe they want to unlock that 10% off or that half off item. So don't feel like it has to be limited. It's because it's convenient. So, and bulbs and laundry stuff. I mean, laundry stuff, I love our laundry stuff, but doing laundry is not fun. So whenever I think about, oh, I need laundry stuff, I'm like, oh, I needed it like yesterday. So, having it come on an ongoing basis is very convenient. So think about the convenience and how it can really help your customers make their life easier. So it doesn't just have to be for LTOs. It could be for all of the things that it's going to make their life easier, but bring it up as much as you possibly can every single day if you want to. But every single time you're following up, bring up Scentsy Club and just say, hey. In fact, I've got a customer she's a girlfriend of mine that I've talked to her about Scentsy Club because she's hitting me up for my bars. That is one of the things that I kind of joke with my friends and my customers about. They're like, my Scentsy Club is for me. Like, I'm not putting bars and stuff into my club for my friends and my customers. You got to set up your own club. So, and when your club comes in, unbox it in your VIP group. Share with your customers what it is that you're getting and share your excitement for it. And say, oh my gosh, this bar is no longer available, this sweet plum pastry, and no, you can't have it. This is mine, So then it starts to really show the importance and the exclusivity of this program. And then obviously you can, if you've got like an overabundance of your sweet plum pastry bars, you can say, hey, I'll throw you a bar, but you got to get your own club, but seriously, then it really shows the importance and exclusivity of this program for sure. So with Scentsy Club alone, I wanted to show you just some of my numbers just so that you can see what's possible. Because it's incredible. Just by bringing it up as much as you possibly can, it really does make a huge difference. And I'm still getting new subscribers because I'm talking about it. So yeah, and also it makes a really great joint conversation, because anyone who has a Scentsy Club who's getting Scentsy every 1, 2, or 3 months, that's a great conversation starter for, hey, you're already getting this stuff, you should probably just join, and then that makes a super easy transition because they're already getting it. You can move their Scentsy Club over to themselves and it's easy peasy. So this, because we're early on in the month, the numbers look like there's a little bit of a difference here, but I know this probably shows backwards, but in the month of September, I did 11,799 PRV in Scentsy Club alone. That's not including parties. That's not including my follow-up. That's not including any of that. That's just from Scentsy Club alone. So far this month, I've got 7,863 PRV just from Scentsy Club alone. I don't know if this is going to focus or not, but that's just now what we're on the 12th. So I'll probably hit another, I'll be like right around the 11 or 12,000 PRV mark just for Scentsy Club alone, because I'm talking about it. Talk about it. You can incentivize if you want to. I wasn't incentivizing. I still kind of sort of am. I have a referral program that we're going to talk about. So that includes regular orders as well as Scentsy Club orders. So you can incentivize and you can say, hey, if you sign up with Scentsy Club, you can get a free bar from me. Now that's a personal special, so you have to do that one-on-one, but you can incentivize. Incentivizing is great. Let me see here. JP, how do you get them to the step to set up an account and do the club? I talk about it a lot, but then they don't make the effort to get to the club or do. I don't set up. I'm really glad you brought that up, JP, because I do not set up Scentsy Club for my customers. I will FaceTime them. I will talk to them on the phone, but I will not do it for them because it's password protected and they have their payment information in their account. So I just feel like there's too much that can go wrong. And I hate to say it like this because it sounds snobby, but with 300 subscribers, I don't want to do that for everybody. But I just let them know that it's a security thing. And so I just let them know, it's, just in case my computer gets hacked or whatever, like it's safer, but I'm happy to walk you through it. So I have FaceTimed people. I have talked to them on the phone, walked through it step by step, because I'll go onto my Scentsy Club account and I'll walk it through with them step by step on how to set it up. So just make sure if someone says they're going to, and then you see that they're not setting it up, follow up with them and just say, hey, if you're having trouble, let me know a good time, a day and time, and I'd be happy to walk you through it. Because I know it can be kind of tricky, because it can, for people who are not familiar with that system, it can be kind of tricky. So, and it does help to have someone walk you through it. I'm a very visual person, so that's why I totally get it. And I'm like, hey, we can FaceTime. Like, I am here for that. So, but I recommend not setting it up for them, because then every time they want to make a change, or if they change their mind and decide they want to cancel something, that responsibility then falls on you. So I would say it's better to just walk them through it and let them know, you can go in and you can edit it anytime for sure. Let me see here. Annette says, I feel like I talk about it all the time and literally only have 4. Don't say only. So 4 club members, that's great, because that's 4 club members that's helping you get to your goal. So even if that's what, $20, $30, maybe $60 per subscribers, that's 4 subscriptions that's getting you closer to your goal. So don't say only. We all start with probably ourselves as our subscriber, right? And that's the other thing. Make sure you have a subscription for yourself. If you don't have a subscription for yourself, they're not going to see the value in the program. I'm not saying you need to go broke. I'm not saying you need to have a huge subscription like you'll see some people have, like myself, but you just like put in your favorite bar, just your favorite bar to come every 1, 2, or 3 months, or maybe your laundry products or bulbs. Just have bulbs come and you can just be like, oh my gosh, I have my bulbs. Or cotton cleanups, they're always out of stock. They are always out of stock. But when they get restocked, guess who gets them first? Scentsy Club subscribers. So that alone is worth gold. So run your reports, see who has the cotton cleanups, offer them Scentsy Club and just be like, hey, these things are always out of stock. So if you want them first, You set up a Scentsy Club and you'll get first dibs. Are the majority of your subscribers getting Always Get My Bar or current items? Just curious. Most of them are Always Get My Bar. I do have people who are getting current items, but for the most part, it's Always Get My Bar, because that's kind of what I'm passionate about. And I'm just like, there's something that's discontinuing. You need to add it to your club. Otherwise, don't come crying to me. I say it like bluntly like that, but we joke around about it. And then people, like even myself, when I was talking about honey pear cider, I'm like, dang, I would have added more bars, so the struggle is real for sure. Let's talk about the referral program, because that does still tie in with Scentsy Club. So excuse me while I wet my whistle. I was talking about incentivizing. So, you can always offer, if anybody who signs up with Scentsy Club with me this month, this will be one-on-one, of course, you're not sharing this publicly, but you can say, hey, I'm just running a special. Anyone who signs up with Scentsy Club with me this month, you'll get a free bar of the scent of the month. If you've got, your bars of the scent of the month and your scent of the month kit, you can then offer those bars out. And then that's an easy thing that you already have, and you can offer those out to incentivize, which is really nice. For me, my personal referral program is actually, it's more broad than that. It does apply to Scentsy Club, but any of my existing customers who share my business with their friends and family, when they place orders, both my existing customer and my new customer who placed an order both get a free bar from me. It's not that big. It's not that big, but it has totally blown my business out of the water, because I'm saying, I appreciate you for sharing my business. And then when their friends come over and they're like, oh my gosh, your house smells so good. Oh, you've got to check out my Scentsy lady. Got to hit her up. She'll send you a catalog. She'll do this or that, because now it's incentivized. Instead of, oh, it's Scentsy, and just leaving it at that. It's, oh, yeah, it's Scentsy, it's baked apple pie. You got to check out my girl. Yes, they want to share your business because you're giving stellar customer service, right? But now you're incentivizing, so they want their free bar. So they're like, heck yeah. So, and it can be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a bar. If that's expensive, then you can say, it can be scent circles that you get for free. It can be samples. If you're incentivizing at any level, if you're just giving free stuff, no matter how big or small, people are going to want to share your business for sure. So like I said, whether it's Scentsy Club or people just placing orders with me individually, I am incentivizing that both for the existing customer and the new customer. Cheyenne says, do you give them a scent they've ordered before or a new scent they haven't ordered to see? I always do new scents. So like scent circles and stuff like that, I always want to make sure that they're getting new scents. For the referral program, they get to pick their bar. So it used to be for me, I used to do the scent of the month because I had the bars, but I was just like, you know what, I'll just do whatever bar they want, because whatever they want. So, but you can absolutely do whatever. I would say if you are going to give them a scent, know them. We need to know our customers. We're in the relationship business. So you should know, okay, what do they typically order? If they don't typically order bakery scents, don't send them baked apple pie. If they typically order fresh and clean scents, maybe do a different fresh and clean scent that they haven't tried before. So know your customers and know what their tastes might be. How do you know that they have referred? They'll tell me. So they'll say, hey, I've got my cousin so-and-so that's coming your way, because they know I have a referral program. So I let them know, let me know if, your friend and family is going to place an order, then I'll be on the lookout. And they have no problem telling me, hey, my sister placed an order with you, or hey, my friend placed an order with you, because then they know they're getting a prize, because you're incentivizing both the existing customer as well as the new customer. So they're more than happy to tell you. Okay. Growing your network. This is huge. So we were just talking about YouTube. For those of you who don't know, I do have a YouTube channel. That is a great platform. Like I said, there are actually more consultants that watch me than customers, but I have absolutely reached customers that way for sure. But any platform that you can be on, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, anything that you can is obviously going to help you. One of my favorite things is being a part of different Facebook groups. You need to be careful with this and be authentic with this. So for me, My husband's in law enforcement, and we don't have kids, but we've got 2 German Shepherds. Those are my passions. So I'm a part of different law enforcement wife groups. I'm a part of different German Shepherd groups. And so I make connections that way. So I'm finding people who I have common interest with, and I'm building those relationships that way. So then I see, we start talking back and forth about our German Shepherds. I've got this super rambunctious 2.5-year-old red and black German Shepherd who's super, super crazy. And so I see somebody else who has the same type of dog and they're going crazy. So then we make that connection. I'm like, oh my gosh, your dog is beautiful. How crazy is your dog? So you make those connections, and then friend request, and then you start to build that relationship. And then you'll see on my personal timeline on Facebook, I don't post a ton of Scentsy stuff, but when I do, it catches people's interest. Because then they're like, oh, she sells Scentsy. Or, I've got my banner that says Wax Boss, and then I've got the Scentsy thing on my thing. But I'm not over the top with the Scentsy stuff on my personal page, because that's for my VIP group. VIP group, all those people signed up to be on my big sparkly purple bus. And so I can post 75 times a day there, and they know that it's going to be fine. So, it's building new relationships through people with common interests is really important, because you're branching out. Oh, Tiffany, I'm so glad you asked. At what point in your business were you comfortable enough to start signing people up under you? I was never comfortable. In fact, the very first person who ever joined my team, it was a girlfriend of mine who I worked with, and she was like, I'm going to join. Her name was Allison. I said, Allison, no, you do not join me. I have no idea what I'm doing. You sign up under Sarah. I was like, I am not the one. I am not a leader, but she signed up with me anyway. And you know what? That was one of the best things that she ever did, because it really relit a fire in my business as well, and made me realize, oh man, it's not scary being a leader. Like, we're actually in this together. I am not superior to anyone who's on my team, whether they signed up yesterday or they signed up 10 years ago, or anyone here. We are all, the way I see it, we're all equal. We are all experiencing this together. So no matter what your title is, I don't care if you're superstar director, I don't care if you're a central consultant and you just signed up 2 minutes ago. We are absolutely all in this together. No one here, like, we're still learning. Heather's still learning. We're all still getting the swing of this. So don't let the leadership stuff scare you. Think of it as you're now doing this journey and experiencing this journey with your friends. And the best part is that they're excited. So it reignites a fire in your business. Love it. You don't have to know anything, everything or anything. Yes, exactly. And I actually was just doing a training in an accountability group about team building and stuff. And that's the thing, is like, I think a lot of people are scared about having people join their team because they're like, oh my gosh, I have to know all the things. But you don't. Like, I don't know all the things. Heather probably doesn't know all the things. We all are learning on this crazy journey together. And here's the thing, you've got an amazing support system here in your team, here in our community. You have an amazing support system. At home office, consultant support, we've got amazing support. So don't let that intimidate you and think, oh my gosh, if I'm a leader, I have to know everything. You don't. You will learn along the way, and it will only help your business. It will only help and better your business 100%. Amy, big sparkly purple bust. Yes, steal it. Yes, the sooner you start asking, the sooner you get a yes. Yes, increase your odds. The more you ask, the more you get. Yeah, go for the no. That's what you're going to hear. Go for the no, because the next no you get, you're closer to your next yes, for sure. And look at people who do have Scentsy clubs with you. I don't care if you have 3 or 4 Scentsy club subscribers. Look at those people and say, you are spending X amount with me every 1, 2, or 3 months, or 1, 2, and 3 months, depending on what their subscriber frequency is. You obviously love the product. Have you ever thought about joining? It makes super easy join conversations. But look at who loves the product as much as you do, or look at who it could benefit. Is it a mom who needs a hobby, something to call her own? Is it someone who's looking for community? Is it someone who could use a little extra cash? You never know how this business can bless somebody. let's talk about parties. I do parties. So I know some people are like, oh, you just have Scentsy Club, you're calling it good. No, I still do parties. I do about 5 or 6 parties a month. This month I'm doing a fundraiser and I still do my follow-up. I still work as much as possible. So parties, there's all different kinds of parties that you can do. I've got one example here. So obviously we can do in-home parties if you guys are comfortable with that, depending on your communities and COVID and all of that jazz. But obviously, you know, in-home parties are a thing, but since the pandemic, we've had to kind of pivot a little bit, right? So I was going to try to have one made up, but I don't. I can always send you a picture. I do PO box parties as well as these like bag parties. PO box parties, what they are, or parties in a box, whatever you want to call it. I didn't make up the concept, and it actually came from my upline. I save all of my whiff boxes and we, as consultants, over time, we will always accrue a lot of these extra testers, right? And my thing is that if these testers are sitting around collecting dust, they are not making you money. These are your employees. They need to be out making you money. So for me personally, I buy 3 full-size sets of testers every single season. I know that sounds crazy, but let me explain. So one set always stays with me. One set goes with my husband to work because he works for me. And then one set will go out as like a PO box or a bag party. So over time, as your journey continues with Scentsy, you will wind up with a crap ton of these testers. And you're like, what am I going to do with these? Don't throw them away. Do not throw them away. Send them out. So if you're getting full sets of testers, then you're getting some of the usual scents that are around all year. Amazon Rain, your baked apple pie, your blueberry cheesecake, your aloe water and cucumber, all of those scents are still in your previous sets of testers, but are still currently available. So I'll put 15 testers in a little bag with a bow on it. I'll put it in the whiff box with catalogs, order forms, pens with my name on it, a bar of the scent of the month, and then some other little like body samples and stuff like that. Tape it up in a whiff box and I'll send it off. They get to keep that box. They're like, score, I get to keep testers? Heck yeah. It's like a little mini like starter kit. And then I pair that with a Facebook party. So then my host can share that kit with their local friends, share that kit with our local friends. And then that pairs along with the Facebook party. And it's gold. It is gold because then they can either use those testers by melting down the wax, or maybe they're interested in joining and they've got a little mini join kit. So it's amazing. So love the PO box parties, but also, like I said, these bag parties. And I told you guys I'm not crafty. Like, I've seen some super cute basket parties and stuff, but don't overthink it. Do not overthink it. You just take one of these and then literally all I stick in here, you already know, Scentsy Club for the win, Scentsy Club. And then a couple of catalogs if you're sending out. Host join brochure, Scent Circle, because Scent Circle goes everywhere, and then the collection brochures. So send a couple of those out. So if you have someone who is placing an order with you, you can say, hey, I don't know if you're interested, but I actually just got my testers back. Did you want to keep my testers for a week and then see if any of your friends want to place any orders? We could try to get you some free stuff. If you just make it very casual like that, because you could just say, hey, I just got my testers back. I don't know if you're interested in smelling some of the new scents, if you think any of your friends or your family might be interested. But if you get X amount more in orders, because my average ticket is about $100. So I'll be like, you're halfway to a qualifying party. So if you find somebody else who needs, a few 6-packs or maybe a new warmer, we can get you some free stuff. So let me know if you want to borrow my testers for a week. If not, no big deal. But if you just make it a very like casual conversation like that, they're usually like, yeah, I'll borrow your testers. They've got nothing to lose. Also with this, make sure you designate a pickup date and time. Because I've had somebody hold my testers hostage for like 2 weeks and I'm like, I need my testers. So, definitely designate, make sure the communication is there for sure. Let me see here. Is your husband? No, Tiffany, my husband is not signed up under me. We are in this together. But he is absolutely a playing part in my business. He he will count his own PRV. His sister is signed up on our team and his mom is signed up on our team. So he'll be like, if he gets orders from work, he'll be like, oh, well, my PRV is this month. You know? So no, spouses, if you file taxes jointly, you cannot sign up under each other, but you can be with you, his name is on my account or whatever. I would love to know how your husband does. He does what he does well. Like I said, he always has a set of testers and he's actually kind of known as the Scentsy guy at work, which is pretty funny. So, you know, these big bad cops and stuff, they're like, he's got warmers. He's a detective, so he's not out in patrol, but so he's got a warmer at his desk and he brings a mini fan diffuser to work when he's like on search warrants and stuff. And he's like popping pods in his laptop and whatnot. So he's representing for sure. So that's the thing. And we're going to talk about that too, like using the product, because now he's branding himself because he's out at a search warrant and he's branding himself with Scentsy. So, you know, it's pretty funny. Yeah, don't be a basket bandit. Yeah, totally. I love that sheet. Yeah, that's a really good sheet, Logan, for sure. So yeah, so having the parties, doing the bag party, PO box parties, also with the parties, host coaching. Make sure you know what your host is excited about. If you're doing a Facebook party or something like that. So one thing I'll really like to do is create like my host 6-pack. So my host's 6 favorite scents. And you know, I'll be like, hey, this is our host 6-pack. You know, this is the highlighted 6-pack of this party. You know, so make it customized to your host. What is your host most excited about? What is your host trying to get for free or half price? Is it an air purifier? Is it a diffuser? What is it? Highlight what your host is most excited about. Also knowing when they're going to be available. If you're going to hop onto a live during the party, making sure that it's going to work for them, so that way they can be there and be engaging as well. If you can't find a party host a party for yourself. There's no reason why you guys should not be hosting a party for yourself every single season. I host one for myself every single season. Why the heck not? You know, and then you can also incentivize people to host parties with you. So, you know, you can give that perpetual party reward. There's no reason why not. And then, you know, also incentivizing, like, you know, if you want a free bar, you know, that kind of thing. Once again, personal special, shared one-on-one, but that's definitely something that you can think about. As we were just talking about, be your own best customer. Use the product. Like I said, my husband uses the product, you know, so you use the product. It doesn't have to be anything. Don't reinvent the wheel. Share what you're warming. If you're using our dish soap, if you're like, oh, there's dishes for days, you know, share your autumn road trip dish soap. Share your cider mill counter clean. Share what it is that you're using. Oh, it's laundry day, but hey, at least it's jammy time. You know, so there's so many super creative people out there that are sharing really amazing posts. Don't let that intimidate you. Just share your real life. That's what people want to see. People want to see how you're using Scentsy, how you are incorporating Scentsy in your life every day. Is it a scent circle? If you're just changing out your wax, what are you changing it out to? Don't overthink it. That's the biggest thing, is don't overthink it. Also gifting Scentsy, of course. Any gift giving occasion, you should gift it. Why the heck not? Okay, your guys' time is so super valuable, so I'm trying to like wrap this up here. I've got a couple more bullet points. I could probably talk your faces off for like 75 hours, but I'm really going to try not to. The other thing that's really important is about branding yourself. Branding yourself is so important. So whether that means you are walking around with your Scentsy mug, or you have your Scentsy leggings on, or your shirt, your sweatshirt, whatever it is. In fact, you should be flaunting that mug and a blanket right now, because you may get yourself some parties. So, you know, branding yourself, because then what's going to start happening is people see you as Scentsy. So when people see my husband at work, his specific assignment is internet crimes against children. But when he goes in there, they're like, oh, that's right, Dero, I need some more bulbs. You know, they're like, oh, we're not going to talk about pedophiles. We're going to talk about the bulbs that you need, you know, so it's all about branding yourself. It's so important because then, like I said, people will then see you as Scentsy. Never leave the house Scentsy naked. So this is one of the things I wanted to show you. This is actually from 31. I can't remember what the actual name of this is. I'll look it up and show you. One thing that I had struggled with leaving the house without catalogs. So I would leave the house with catalogs, but then the catalogs in my purse would get all bent and nasty looking. And I'm like, I don't want to hand out catalogs that are all bent up, right? So I actually got this on from 31, and it's perfect, you guys. It's perfect. So this is, it's like a zip. I'll find it, Heather, and I'll send it to you. But I love this because I can put my pens in here. I've got my business cards, and then I have, of course, scent circles because you don't leave home without them, and then catalogs with all my information on it. So then when you are at the store or you're at UPS or FedEx and you're sending something and they're like, hey, what are you sending? Or it comes up in conversation, hey, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a fragrance expert. That's what I am. And then you give them a catalog and a scent circle, and it's all wrapped up nice in this. It's not, the pages aren't getting all bent up. It's so nice. I love that. So no matter what you're using, whether it's something like this, or even if you're just taking the product sheets and you're folding those up in your purse, or you have scent circles, whatever it is, even just business cards, don't ever leave the house Scentsy naked. Don't, because then when you're coming up in conversation, you're like, oh shoot, I don't have any business cards. Yeah, you know, there's nothing worse. We've all been there. I've been there. Don't be there. Don't be there. Get your family involved. As you heard, my husband, I absolutely got him involved. So, and he loves it. He loves it now for sure. You know, so ask your friends, ask your mom, ask your sister, ask your cousin, hey, would you mind if I send you with some samples? And if you want to leave them in the break room with my information, ask. What's the worst that they're going to say? Hey, I'll check with my boss. I'm not sure if I can. You know, that's fine. But I think getting your family involved really does help. And you, hey, incentivize. Say, I'll give you a $5 gift card to Starbucks, you know, something like that. You know, make it worth their while for sure. So, you know, getting them involved. You can also partner up with a realtor. This is awesome. Everybody's selling. I'm in California, so I mean everybody's selling because they're getting out of here because it's an awful state. But you know, find a realtor, and you can, you know, say, you can send them a text and say, hey, I don't know if you already have closing gifts set up, but I'm the area fragrance specialist with Scentsy, and if you need any closing gifts, I specialize in wax and warmers, and it would be a great closing gift. So, you know, you don't have to say I'm a Scentsy consultant. You know, you can make it sound super fancy. You could say I'm the area fragrance specialist, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, she's serious." So, you know, then you can, you know, talk about closing gifts and things like that. Familiarizing yourself with our products. So, as I was saying earlier, in terms of like being a leader, we don't know all the things, right? But we should try our hardest to know as much as we can about the products. So even though I am 7 years in, I still get the product training guide. I still like to have the physical copy. You don't have to purchase this. You can, it is available in the workstation. You can actually download the PDF, but especially anytime we have a new product like the air purifier, I always order these. That way, you know, like frequently asked questions, things like that, and you can prepare yourself the best you possibly can. Let me see here. Karen says, I have the one that unfolds 3 ways. It fits books. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect, Karen. Megan, my husband's a firefighter, and his shift guys love the weathered leather scent. Totally. Yeah. Typical country scent. Great way to branch out to their wives too. Totally. Love that, Megan. Love it. So yes, obviously familiarizing yourself with the product. So some other things so I kind of want to go back a little bit to Scentsy Club, how I realized that this was a game changer for my business. And then we're going to talk about numbers and what is actually possible in this business. So with Scentsy Club, I knew this was going to be amazing. Like as soon as they announced this program, I was like, this is a game changer. I knew it was going to be a game changer. And then it came time. So it was when I was making this decision to leave my dental job, it was not an easy decision because, as I mentioned before, my husband and I needed my paycheck as well as his to pay our bills. We lived paycheck to paycheck. So making that decision was not easy because if I was not going to get paid, then we couldn't pay our bills. So we were tracking my numbers for a full 12 consecutive months. And as long as I was making as much as my dental job or more, then we decided I could leave. So I did that. And then on December 26th of 2018, I know, worst possible day after Christmas, I gave my notice. I didn't want to like burden the doctor I was working for. I didn't want to burden her holiday vacation. So I was like, I'll just give it after Christmas. So I gave her my 2 weeks notice. And then on December 31st, just a couple days later, my dad passed away unexpectedly. He wasn't sick. We had no idea it was coming. And now my world was turned upside down. And I was just like, what now? What? I just gave my notice. I am now supposed to work full-time Scentsy. I have no idea how we're going to do this. Now, my parents didn't have any savings. We weren't even really able, I was, but he didn't have enough money in his account to even pay for his funeral. So it's like, okay, now I've got this on me. What's going to happen? Here's the thing. So Scentsy Club processed in January. I was still paid my $2,000 PRV, my sales bonus because of Scentsy Club. This is how I want you guys to look at it. No matter what, life happens. Last week, I was supposed to be here hanging out with you guys last week, but something came up with my husband and I couldn't. Same with my Scentsy business. Things happen. Life happens. And so when Scentsy can't be in the forefront, Scentsy Club is going to continue to run for you and continue to pay your paychecks. Huge game changer. So I was still able to run my business because Scentsy Club ran my business for me while I was making arrangements. My mom couldn't stay in her apartment anymore. So I was like, okay, we got to find her a place to live. We have to pay for this funeral. Totally had no idea what to do. So Scentsy was no longer in the forefront, but Scentsy Club ran and I was still able to get a paycheck. So it's so beneficial. That's what I want you guys to look at it as, because I don't think a lot of people do. I think they just think, oh, well, this is just gravy on top of anything else, which it is, but it can also be a lifesaver in certain situations as well. So always, always, always remember that. And now, so we'll talk about some other things. So as I was telling you, my goals are usually $1,000 a day. Now that also includes Scentsy Club. So I just try to average that. And in doing that, I will front load my next month. So anytime there's any kind of a collection that's launching or Scent Warmer of the Month, even if it's not like a super exciting month, which pretty much every single month is exciting for some type of collection, right? I'm always front loading. So I'm thinking, okay, who is going to be interested in the Scent Warmer? Who is going to be interested in these bricks? Who's going to be interested in this and that and the other thing, this collection that's coming out? So now I'm front loading. So we all start off at 0 PRV on the first of every single month, right? My goal is I don't want to see that 0. I want that to be your goal as well, not to see that 0. So front load. Offer the pre-orders if you can. I totally understand if you're working full-time and you're like, I can't be up in the middle of the night or in the wee hours of the morning. I can't do it. I get that. But at some point, if you're able to, it really does make a difference. You're making it convenient for your customers. And now you're front loading your month. So you don't have to see that 0. Nobody wants to see the goose egg. No one wants to see the goose egg. Eva says the 31 is yes, Get Creative zipper pouch. That's the one. Thank you so much, Eva. Appreciate it. So yeah, it's all about front loading. So a lot of times I will be at like 3,000 or 4,000 by the first of the month because I'm totally loading, I'm already preloading my November for sure. So I've got parties planned. I've got all of this stuff planned. So, definitely plan for this month. But then when you're like, okay, now usually around mid-month is when I'll start planning for my next month. So that way we're not sitting at a 0. So always plan ahead as much as you possibly can. Bree says, work full-time as a kindergarten teacher. I do pre-orders for everything. If there's a will, there's a way. Yes, I love it. I'll sleep when I'm dead, I guess. Bree, I love you. That's my thought too. So I never thought in a million years when I joined Scentsy that I would be doing what I'm doing now. I mean, I'm hustling. I will tell you, I'm hustling hard for sure. I don't set work hours for myself. I do work a lot, but I do know, like, obviously, like, so when we're done here, I'm going to spend time with my husband and I'm going to be done for the night. But like, if there's a customer that says, hey, can you tell me something about this brick? I'm going to be there to answer the question. I'm not going to schedule like a phone call with them or anything like that. But if a question comes in, they are my priority. So I will go ahead and answer their question because I want them to feel like a priority. So but I never would have thought, back 7.5 years ago that I would be doing what I'm doing today. So what I'm here to tell you is that you can do absolutely anything that you can put your mind to. Like I told you, my typical goal is doing about 30,000 PRV in a month. That's including Scentsy Club. Last month, I fell short of, so I was at 59,700 and something. And my husband was like, really? You couldn't make it an even 60. I was like, thanks, jerk. No, he's totally supportive, but he was just like, really, you stopped there. So, but that's stupid. That's stupid numbers. And I've never done anything like that. Before that, my best was 40,000, which is still crazy numbers. And so I'm not trying to say that to brag. I'm telling you to know what's possible. It's absolutely, the sky is the limit. Seriously, I am not special. There's nothing special about me. Every single one of you is just as capable as I am. And I believe in you. So your leaders believe in you. I want you to believe in you because you can absolutely do this. You guys are all incredible. So,
well, I think you are pretty amazing and unbelievable, Lisa. I mean, it does show what's possible. And I love that you really stressed and told everybody I'm partying every month. I'm doing fundraisers. I've got a substantial amount of club members because you've worked for that. And so you're just trying to do as much things as you possibly can to increase that PRV and have that customer base. So I think it's great because it's not showing that you're just doing one thing and staying in one lane. You're in multiple lanes, multiple roads, multiple freeways. Your husband's doing it. You've really got it mastered to building a huge monthly PRV. So I just thank you so much for taking the time and spending it with us tonight. And I look forward to the documents, and I'll post all the goodies that you're sharing too. We'll get the recordings up and all the files as well. So thank you so much, Lisa. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for asking me to come hang out.
Yes, thank y'all. All right, y'all, look for the recording, look for the links. We're going to go to dinner too. I know Lisa's going to go spend time with her hubby, and we will see you guys next Tuesday night. Thanks so much, everybody.
Bye guys. Have a good night.